Shalom, family. Shalom. We're going to get into talking about hunger in Utah. And that's right, Jamal Bey. It's not many of us in Utah, so we know who the people are that are struggling for food. All right. Okay. All right, we're just going to give it a few minutes for people to come in. And then we will get started. How you doing, True Royal? Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, but this just go to show you how deeply the coronavirus has impacted everything. It doesn't matter where you are in the US. Everybody is still feeling the effects of this thing. So it sure did not leave one single group of people untouched. That's one thing we can honestly say. Oh, okay. CH464, you bought a t-shirt. Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, at one point in time, we were looking at ourselves at the bottom. It looks like the bottom is getting further and further away for us, and other people are dropping down into the abyss now. It's not all us. But, I also remember what they were saying when it was us at the bottom the whole time. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps, right? Try harder, work harder. Remember all that stuff? Oh, you can work harder, work harder. Okay, so I guess that's what we'll start saying to these folks in Utah and everywhere else, right? Work harder. It's amazing. I tell you what, COVID don't discriminate. It don't discriminate, y'all. Yes, Utah is a red state. And there's other states like Utah where it's not much of a Black population, Idaho, Iowa, there are, some Black people, but definitely, they're nothing like the size of, let's say, Black people in somewhere like South Carolina, where you got a lot of Black folk there. Shabbat Shalom. Yeah. Yeah. And yes, I did see somebody had tapped me over Maya Pancetta. And this is what I have to say about that. I am going to respond. Number one, she is Hispanic. Hispanic is an ethnicity. She is still classified as white in America. And for somebody that's Hispanic, she's sure getting the white girl treatment up in here. Number one, she tackled down a child and they let her fly the hell out of New York and go back home. Now, you know damn well if she was a Black woman, she wouldn't have made it out of New York City. They would have arrested her. Number two, you notice how that white hotel manager didn't have a problem siding with her. He stood side by side with that woman, right? And he went against Harold Sr. and Harold Jr. and demanded the phone. He didn't have no problem siding with her. And you saw what CNN did, right? CNN withheld her name. Talking about for safety reasons, they withheld her name. You know damn well they wouldn't have done that for one of us. So no matter how you look at it, she still got the white girl treatment up in here, didn't she? So Hispanic is an ethnicity, not a race. So she is still in the white category. If she's a white she's a white Puerto Rican. She still falls in the white category. And they're treating her just like a white girl. CNN sure is. They're treating her like that. You tell me what black woman could tackle a child down to the ground and have her name withheld. I never heard of CNN ever withholding the name of any black woman that commit a crime. She committed a crime and they withheld her name. They cared more about her than the child that she tackled. And that right there tells me what she is. They would never do that for anybody but a white person. And she's getting the white girl treatment. Okay, well, she's a Hispanic getting treated like a white girl. Okay, she's a Hispanic being treated just like a white girl. Okay. Right. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let's see here. Oh, that's not what I want. Let's see here. All right, I'm ready. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen. No. Let me tell you something. White Hispanics are just like white people. They're no different. That's why I said she's white. White Hispanics hate you at the same level, if not more, than somebody that is a European white. They will come at you the same way. Trust me, if that was a white child and she thought that white child had her phone, she would never have tackled that child down to the ground. And she knows it. Okay? She knows she would never have done that. But see, I would be the one sitting in jail right now, because if she would have tackled my son like that, I would have dove on her butt and wailed on her. I'm serious. She wouldn't have got off of that ground without black eyes and missing teeth. Thank you, Mr. Lawrence, for the super chat. Thank you. Okay. I am ready to share my screen. All right. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Please give me a 1. Please give me a 1. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. All right. So let me get to the story. Okay. Thousands of kids that are in Utah, they said, are hungry during the pandemic. And this is a very common thing, because in many families, especially poor families, sometimes that lunch they get at school is the only meal they will get. And now that we are going through the COVID pandemic, these kids in many cases are not even getting that school lunch. Now, some states now, I know in my state, some of the schools are open just so the kids can go up and get school lunch if they need it, or if they need food for their families, they do allow them to go up to the school during the time lunch is served and they can pick up the food and take it home. Now, I know quite a few states are allowing that, because otherwise, what are they going to do with all the food? They got that food under contract, y'all. So that food comes in there during the entire school year. So the food is going to come in whether the pandemic is going on or not for the school kids. So they just take it and give it away now. So apparently in Utah, the schools, the public schools there are getting their food from the food bank. It's coming from the food bank. So they're just talking about a child. Kaja can measure the impact of the pandemic has on her family by looking at her kitchen cupboard. So like many people in America, they are struggling for food, especially if it's a parent that once had a job and they are not working and they have their kids at home. They are struggling for food. Many of you live in states that have those food lines. They are outrageous in my state. Outrageous with the amount of people that get in those lines. Salt Lake City couple and their children ate the last of their chicken noodle soup, pinto beans, tuna, and can't afford to replace them. They next used the boxes of rice and noodles. By the end of July, when savings ran low, they no longer had money for fresh produce. The only thing she could do was pick up overripe apples and bananas from a part-time job at a grocery store for her 7-year-old son and 3-year-old daughter. Okay, so, and this parent is talking about they remember opening their cupboard and it was bare. Yeah, that's happening a lot. The pandemic has exacerbated what already was a staggering need for food. And in Utah, the growing demand is so great that some places are going it unmet. So they're saying it is huge. The need for food in Utah is huge. Now, again, hold on. I want to look up. Give me a second here. I want to look up the demographics for Utah. Let me see if I can pull that up on the screen. By race. Okay. It is, let me pull, I'm going to pull this up on the screen so you can see it. Okay, I'll be right with you as soon as I'm done. Okay. Okay, good. Let me share my screen again. Let me show you. So you can see exactly who's impacted by this. We already know. Let's see, is it right? Yeah, it's right here. Okay, here we go. So Utah is white, 86.43%. Other races, 5.19%. Two races or more, I guess, 2.95%. Asian, 2.29%. African Americans, whoa, 1.18. Woo, you really are the only one there. Native American, 1.07%, and Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander, 0.89%. So by far, these got to be white people that are impacted, these white children in Utah. Definitely. the most impacted by this whole thing. Woo, when they say hardly no black people are there, boy, that is the truth. 1.18%. Whew, it ain't no black people there. The ripple effect from COVID-19 has been enormous, especially for those experiencing food insecurity. Jeanette Bott, president and CEO of the Utah Food Bank. One of the few bright spots, she said, is that schools have moved to the hearts and efforts to get food to children and parents. The school pantries are really doing a great job. It is incredible. People really need somewhere to go. Before the pandemic, the Utah Food Bank provided the state residents about 2 million pounds of food a month. That has increased 300% to 6 million pounds per month. K through 12 districts are passing out the most of the additional supply. With COVID-19, shelters and food banks are no longer serving hot meals for fear of spreading the virus. And some former pickup locations, such as libraries, are shut down. Schools, which have typically been a place to serve kids meals during the day, are now the best way, even with some classes remaining online, to get food to families who need it. Bott said hot meals once served after school at kid cafes by food banks, for example, are now given out by foods in microwavable containers. Without school pantries, I don't know where what these families would do. Brent Sevier, CEO of the foundation that supports Granite School District. It's kind of sobering. The thought, yeah, I guess it is. No one wants to see a child go hungry. You envision that in a third world country. Now you're in one. Yeah, you're in one. America is third world, ladies and gentlemen. They are. COVID has put America into a third world nation. And look, they're already saying, and it's something I had said last year, 2021 is going to be the year of hunger in America. It is. Because as the year goes on, there's going to be a lot of parents getting laid off. They already said the layoffs are going to go on well through 2021 in this country. And that being said, you're going to have a lot of people out here struggling. And look, even the food banks have to cut off the lines at a certain point. They're only getting so much food in. Now, I know where I am, they get, I think, 8 tractor trailers worth of food. And then once that food runs out, it could still be miles of people still in line. They got to turn them away. One school food volunteer described a student who was in tears when he visited the school's pantry for the first time and learned he could, as he said, take care of his family. Schools that have stepped up to provide food believe their increased role in feeding children will become permanent, one legacy of the pandemic. Advocates who have long worked on hunger said it isn't the role of schools to fix food security, and it can't be. Well, I mean, look, if you don't have anywhere else for these people to go for food, then the schools will have to be it. Okay, so, like many families, they're struggling with bills, struggling with mortgage, struggling with rent, like many places in this country. So for those without a car, schools are easier to reach than community pantries. Teachers and administrators can see the need of students daily. Families who may mistrust the government because their immigration status, because they are newcomers to the country, are usually more willing to seek and accept help from trusted school staff. Those students with lower income brackets, such as the Utah, Salt Lake City, and Granite District schools, have experienced the highest increases based on data collected by Salt Lake City, the Tribune, the newspaper. Schools have continued to serve breakfast and lunch. In fact, every public K through 12 school have offered both meals for free for all students with extra federal funding in response to COVID-19. Even students learning online can pick up meals each day, so they're not cut off from a reliable food source. Yeah, I know around here that's what they allow too. So even if you're at home, or let's say the parent is working and she got maybe 2 or 3 kids at home, the kids can literally just walk up to the school, get a meal, and walk back home. So they try to have some way for kids to eat every day. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's bad. It's bad. And it's going to get worse in America. I have another story that I came across. They're now admitting, ladies and gentlemen, that this virus variant or COVID mutant has been in the country since October. So I'm probably going to do that one on Premiere. And even the UK, they're admitting that COVID mutant has been around since September of last year. So these folks knew this stuff was around, and they waited all this time to say something. So if it's been here since October, you can best believe it's in all 50 states. And then this government want to know why nobody trusts them. Look at how they're giving us information. If you knew this has been around since October, why didn't you open your mouth and say nothing until December? So no, to me, they are just reinforcing why Black people don't want anything from this government, especially that vaccine. We can't even get the truth from you. You won't even be honest with what's going on out here. You like to tell us everything after the fact. No, there's no trusting these people ever. No trust in them. Yeah, I heard about South Africa, Pumpkin Escobar. I did. I heard about that. And to be honest with you, with the population they got in South Africa, I'm not really surprised about that. And I also found another article. I found it real interesting. They said a lot of these Mexicans are going home. They're leaving America. They said America is doing so bad, they don't even want to stay here. And many of them, of the illegals that came from Mexico, they are crossing the fence and going back home. I guess they thought initially things would be better, than being in Mexico during the pandemic. And they are seeing it is not better to be in the US than than in Mexico. And they're going home. Yeah, you're right. Black Intelligence, see ya. Yeah, they're going home. Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody around here, I'm just listening to different people talk, and they're like, I don't see my 600 yet. I think we'll see them next week. We'll see that 600 next week, more than likely. So if you didn't see it yet, I would say check around Tuesday or Wednesday in your account. You might see it then. According to the IRS, they've been pushing the money out every single day. I think since Wednesday, they pushed out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, not Friday, because Friday's a holiday. So Wednesday, Thursday. And they said they were going to be pushing the money out every single day until, people have it. And if you did not provide a bank account, you should be getting your paper check before the 15th of January, from what I see. Yeah. If you didn't get it yet, you'll definitely get it next week. So it really depends on how fast your bank process the information. Yeah, I hear you, Tiny. I want that $2,000 too. Who the hell needs $600? I mean, damn. Yeah, it's ridiculous. That ain't no damn money, y'all. $600. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they should have gave the $2,000. I usually don't agree with Trump on many things, but on this, I do believe Donald Trump is right. You made everybody wait all this damn time just to push out $600. Come on. Come on. That is just outrageous. That is absolutely outrageous. I hear you, Ocean Soul. I paid all of mine off. When did I pay off? I paid all of my cards off, I think, in July, and I have not touched them. I paid all of my credit cards off, and I have not touched a credit card in months. I won't use it. But I hear you. That's what you do. You pay off your bills if you're able to do it. Now, I know with $600, you're not going to be able to pay off too many things with that. That is just too low. And people are far behind on bills. They should do a lot better by the citizens. Here's all the taxpayer money you paid into it, and all they want to toss out at everybody is $600. What an insult. What an insult, y'all. Yeah, I saw that. Nancy Pelosi's home got vandalized. Yeah, they wrote all over her garage door and put a bloody pig head in her driveway. I saw that. I saw that. Because I was looking at what was on the ground in front of her garage door. I said, what the hell is that? And I kept looking, and I zoomed in on the picture, and it's a bloody pig head. How you doing, brother King Obadiah? How you doing? Shabbat shalom to you. No, and yeah, you're right, Pumpkin Escobar. Where are the people that pulled out them rifles going up to the state capitol screaming about going to the gym and getting haircuts? Why aren't you storming Mitch McConnell's house with those rifles? I didn't hear anything about Mitch McConnell's house getting vandalized, Pumpkin Escobar. I didn't hear anything about that. I mean, it's possible. It could have been. He certainly would deserve it. Mitch McConnell's house. Good. He deserves to have his house vandalized. Good. They should have put two pig heads out in front of his house. He gets picketed a lot. I did see some of the videos where they go to Mitch McConnell's house and they picket out there. I did see some footage. It was a while ago, but I did see some footage on that. His house got vandalized too. Good. I'm gonna have to go look that up. But yeah, they did a number on Nancy Pelosi. They had blood, a pig's head, and wrote all kinds of crap on the door of her garage. And I'm not even sure if those politicians are at those homes full time. I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't even know if they're there. Good. Somebody should have wrote 2K all over Mitch McConnell's house. I know there's a lot of people upset with him. I do know that. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, yeah. See, and y'all, it's got this stimulus bill got to come up again, even the one with the $600. And I'm just waiting for the day that they completely write out the money altogether, and you get nothing as far as stimulus is concerned. I really believe they are dirty enough to do it. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, y'all, I'm going to cut out of here. We'll come back for Bible study. All of you, of course, are more than welcome to come for that. I got to set that up still. And I'm going to work on something for a premiere tonight as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. Always enjoy our time together, and we'll definitely do this again real soon. Shabbat Shalom, family.